Are you interested in increasing your lean mass? Are you interested in raising your testosterone levels, cutting your body fat, and looking great? Are you interested in living a happy and healthy life, living an optimal life where you can be productive and you can do everything that you want with your life? Are you interested? I hope you are. This diet can change your life forever. No jokes. Basics of diet on the optimal diet for increasing your muscle mass, for losing body fat, and for looking and feeling great and optimizing your life. So much of it starts in the kitchen. You talk to people, 80%, 90, up to 90%, okay, of what you do starts out in the kitchen, all right? First of all, I think it makes sense to give you a little background on my life, my career, things that I'm passionate about, so you have a reason to listen to me. Now, I have been focused on health for just about all of my life. When I was a kid, when I was growing up, I had some family members that were diabetics, okay? And I learned valuable lessons from that. And I just decided that is not going to happen to me. And so I have been very focused on health and living a healthy life for most of my life. And I decided to go into biomedical engineering. And in college when I was younger, I was a certified fitness trainer for 8 years with the American Council on Exercise. And I used to work at a fitness center, and I'd give nutritional counseling and all of this kind of stuff, and for a number of years. And then after I left the club, I went and I had some private clients as well. And over the years when I was younger, I had the opportunity to work out with and to speak to and to really to hang out with many different types of people. Okay, I mean, I hung out. I had the opportunity to speak with at length professional athletes and college athletes, and a lot of different people, a lot of weightlifters, a lot of bodybuilders, all different people, fitness enthusiasts, all these different types of people. And as well, and I had a decent amount of experience, working in the area, with a lot of bodybuilders, weightlifters, etc., in the area of anabolics as well, anabolic steroids. But that's probably, that's a different issue, and that would be a different video if we ever want to talk about that. However, I was part of that culture of fitness and of working out and all of this for a number of years, okay? And so I decided, that I wasn't a trainer anymore. I moved into more biomedical engineering, and so as part of my career, and what I do now is basically, medical products and medical technology is something that I do every day. And what I find very interesting is a lot of the clinical aspects of it, the clinical studies, the clinical evaluations, and all of this stuff as well. I find it really fascinating. And so medicine, health, and fitness are a big part of my life and something that I do every day. And I do this every day as part of my career, okay? Not necessarily as a trainer, but I do have a lot of experience as a trainer, and also, that I do it from more of the medical perspective now, and the medical products, and really reaching out and helping and changing lives in that capacity. All these different people, basically, all of the best things that I've gathered, whether they are clinical studies, whether I'm talking to nutritionists, I'm talking to chiropractors, I'm talking to doctors. I have colleagues, people on my team, my colleagues. I talk to doctors very routinely about a lot of different things in this area, health and fitness, medicine, etc. And I have taken the best things, from all these people and kind of combined it in a diet. And I think in a lot of ways, you already know what I'm going to tell you in terms of the food, okay? But we're just going to go through it as a refresher about basic healthy food, all right? Now, for me, when I'm in Latin America, my diet is much more local in nature. And my diet, it's very interesting when I travel around that my diet changes based on where I am. Okay, because in different areas of the world where I travel, certain foods are plentiful, certain foods are much less expensive, and I love to go all natural with it. Okay, so if I'm in a certain area, sometimes they have, for instance, the fruit is just magnificent in certain areas, or the vegetables are great, or maybe they have they have local meats, where they have just natural, natural meats from just cattle that's local, and so man, take advantage of it, But when I'm in North America, it's different because when I'm in North America, I'm really focused on work. I'm focused on my career. Okay. It comes down to you have a diet and a lifestyle, okay, that is optimized. Okay. It is as healthy as it can get to make sure that you are as productive as possible. Okay. Because with me, I mean, it's like this is something I'm passionate about every day. And every day it seems I find that I don't have enough time. I do not have enough hours in a day a lot of times, to do the things that I want to do. Okay. And so I have optimized my diet, to give me the highest productivity and the best results. For instance, this diet is really heavy in protein. Okay. And it's just back to basics. It's all about building muscle. Okay. It's all about building muscle, recomposition. Okay, of the fat in the muscle, the proportions that you have, of that in your body. All right. And it's so funny. Sometimes with me, I say that I'm on a diet, and it's great. I say someone asks me and they say, oh yeah, how are you doing? You're like some kind of, I don't call it a diet. It's just all a lifestyle. It's just how you eat. Right. And it's like, oh yeah, I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Oh yeah, I put on like a kilo, or I put on like 2 pounds, or, something like that. And it's like, usually you want to lose weight, but no, not necessarily. And it's all about just looking in the mirror, right? Look in the mirror and see how the composition of your body is changing, right? A lot of times just the weight, in pounds or in kilos, it doesn't really matter. A lot of times it all has to do with the recomposition, okay, of the muscle and fat in your body, all right, as well as feeling great. Okay. All right. So step by step, we're going to go through this. And this is going to be very anabolic diet. Okay. This is anabolic. This is if you want, just with me, just looking at this diet, man, it's like my testosterone is going up. Just looking at this diet. And that's just the way I feel. When I eat this diet, this is how I feel. If you go down all the different clinical studies, the researchers, the people who know what they're talking about, okay, they're going to recommend this. Celebrities, people, celebrity trainers, all these people and stuff that you talk about, like I have had some really nice conversations with, Olympic weightlifters and I just have to say, it is unbelievable if you open up, okay, and if you're talkative and you open up, you meet the most incredible people in the world. Okay, if you are on the right path with your life, that you can learn from everybody, each person that you meet, you can learn something valuable from them. Okay, and you have to be that student. You have to be that student, right? And so anyway, I didn't mean to digress. And I also want to mention here that this diet can be used for gaining muscle mass, as well as for losing body fat. As I talk about recomposition, right? And so it all has to do with the percentages and your caloric intake as well, okay? And all depending on what you want to do and what your goals are, you're going to tweak it. You're going to change some things, to see like what exactly you want to do. For me, my goal right now, is not to be shredded. Okay, I do not want to be shredded up. Okay, I've done stuff like that in the past, but right now I am all about optimizing my life and being as productive as I can. Okay, because right now, like if I would try to go into, for instance, if I would really try to get into low double digits or into single digits with my body fat, right? It is a very difficult life for me. My body does not handle it very well. Okay, because I love to eat. I love to eat, and it becomes a real problem. okay? Because I am in a terrible mood and I'm irritable and I'm always thinking about food. Okay, when I'm moving down into like single digits, like really ripped up. Okay, and so for me, I want to be nice and comfortable and productive. All right, and so my percentages are going to be a little different than maybe someone who wants to lose a decent amount of body fat and have a lot of recomposition there. Okay, to just let you know. So keep in mind that in terms of recomposition and really what is best for you, right? Just keep in mind that your body knows best, all right? And so in a lot of cases, this diet that I've had, these are the foods that agree with me very well, okay? And so like with my diet, and what I find very interesting is that once you tune in, okay, and once you optimize your diet and once you optimize your life, okay, your body knows best, as I said, and your body will tell you if there's something that it doesn't like. It's going to scream at you to not do it anymore, you know? And for me, there are certain foods, if I take them, you know, I feel terrible afterwards. I really don't like it. And that's one of the reasons why I have these certain foods, right? Because these are foods that agree with me very well. I feel better. I feel more productive. I get energy when I take these foods. Okay? All right. Let's get into the food. Now, lean protein is definitely my choice. Okay? And this is the thing that I feel works best for me. Okay? And my choice of lean protein is chicken. I really like chicken. It's very easy to prepare, okay? It's a piece of cake, very easy to prepare, to cut up, to get ready. And there's not a whole lot with meal prep, all of this, okay? Staple number one, chicken. Let's go to the fish now, okay? My choice of fish, I have a couple different fish that I really like as part of the diet. My main choice is salmon. Salmon is packed with omega-3. Packed with omega-3. It's great for your joints. It's great for your system. There are just so many benefits to it, okay, of having fish like salmon, all right? And you don't want to skip that one. Don't want to leave it out. It's important. Also, I want to note here that when you see me putting this food down, right, all these different meats, etc., it's going to look like a lot of food, okay? And it is a lot of food. You know, I eat a lot, right? And there's a reason for it, okay? And so a lot of these foods, especially these foods, they're very healthy for you, okay? They're very nutritious. The thing is that they're not necessarily calorie dense, okay? Because you're going to see certain foods are missing. There aren't very many foods that are considered calorie dense as part of this lifestyle. And to be clear about it, okay? And so it's going to look like a lot of food. And keep in mind that if you don't eat food that's very calorie dense, you have to eat more, okay? And we can go through that a little bit, you know, to make sure that you eat plenty of food, because you know you can have problems and you can be much less productive if just your calories are down. And if you have a diet like this, keep in mind that you have to make sure to eat enough, all right? Because a lot of these foods are not very calorie dense. Keep that in mind. All right, let's go on to the second type of fish that I like. And this fish it's very easy. It's very easy to prepare. There are a lot of benefits for it, okay? Fish number 2 is tuna. You get it in the can, super easy, super easy. You can just have it as a quick snack, all it is. It's basically like a very convenient salmon, but just not as nutritious. That's kind of how I see tuna, okay? right, next up, we're talking about a bunch of meat, okay? We just laid out a bunch of meat, a bunch of sources of protein, okay? And so the one thing you want is when you eat all this meat, you don't want it to be too dry, right? Me, I like this stuff. It's delicious the way that I prepare these foods, okay? It's absolutely delicious. There's no reason to eat junk because these foods just taste so good, right? Okay? However, you want to have a little balance. You want to have a little balance. And so we're going to get in the oils now. All right. We just went through some protein. Now let's get in the oils. My two favorite oils, or two of my favorite foods really, are olives and avocados. Okay. And these oils I have are olive oil and avocado oil. Okay. I rotate them and oftentimes I use them together. All right. They are just packed. We can go through it. It's a total video, another video you can have on this. You know, you can talk about olive oil. You can talk about avocados forever, about all of the health benefits. All right. And so those are my two oils. Those are the ones that I choose. Here they are. Now that we got our protein and you're dousing the protein with your avocado oil and your olive oil because it's so delicious. After you do this, let's move on to the seeds, okay? Now, my choice of seeds, and we're gonna get into some different things here. My choice of seed are flax seeds. Flax seeds are so good for you. They're packed with omega-3s. They're super healthy, super healthy. Great staple. You can add this to all of your meats, all of your foods, everything. It's so versatile. It tastes good too. Okay? Flaxseed. Don't forget it. Two of my favorites, and you can choose a lot of different types of nuts. Okay? But two of my favorites are almonds and walnuts. Very easy to eat. They're very versatile. You can have them in various foods, okay? And they taste really good too. Super nutritious, all right? They can be a staple for so many meals that you have, all right? So now we've gone through a decent amount, okay? And if you eat like this, if you just eat these foods, okay, these types of foods, just fats and proteins, okay? There may be some interesting things that happen to you, okay? You may start to shed a bunch of water, okay? Because this diet so far is very low in carbohydrates, okay? Not very many carbohydrates. There's a decent amount of fiber. There's a lot of fiber in there, but you may start just shedding water, okay, if you have a diet like this. And oftentimes, there are some other consequences, we'll call them, to having a diet of this type. And one of them is that you may find yourself going into ketosis as well, because your body no longer has the carbohydrates as a source of energy, and it needs to convert over. It needs to convert over to start using stored fat and alternate sources of energy. Okay, and so a byproduct of that or an artifact of that might be you start getting cloudy. You could ketosis. With ketosis, for me, I can tell when I'm going into ketosis, not necessarily by my breath or anything like this, but it's just I feel I can feel, because I'm very in tune with my body. I'm very in tune. I can tell when I'm going in because mentally, my mental faculties, a lot of times I have, I start getting headaches. It's like I have headaches and all of this. And And so I decided, a lot of times I decided I just don't like a lot of times going into ketosis. Okay. And so you may be saying to yourself, oh yeah, I don't want to either. I don't want to, maybe I want to do something a little different. Right. And so you probably want some carbohydrates. You want some carbohydrates in your diet. Hey, no problem. Let's go put some carbohydrates in. So now my first choice of putting some more carbohydrate-rich foods are, and of course, they're complex, they're all natural, all right? There's a lot of different types of beans that you can have, okay, in terms of getting some carbs in your diet. My favorites, you can really take your pick. My favorites, I love lentils, all right? Lentils are great. I like pinto beans. And those are probably the two that I really like the best. Okay. However, what I really like is I like doing a mix of beans, and I can buy a mix where you have black, you have pinto, and you have kidney all together. Okay, all together. And great sources. I mean, there's some good carbohydrates in there, great source of fiber, great source of protein. Okay, man, it's going to be hard to find something better than that. All right, so there's your carbs for you. Give you some more carbs. Whole grain brown rice. There you go, man. Great staple for you. Whole grain brown rice. And make sure there's whole grain too. All right, let's move on. Let's say you need to wake up in the morning a little bit. Okay, you need something a little balanced. You want a little balance with your diet. I'm gonna put a little coffee in there, okay? For me, this is decaffeinated coffee right now, but you can have caffeinated coffee in there. There's a lot of nutrition, there's a lot of nice flavonoids, a lot of good things in coffee too. And I know with me, like where I travel, a lot of people have mate as well, and mate cocido, all of this, be really good for you. It's a good source of caffeine. Caffeine is a natural neurotropic as well. Okay, that it can really aid the mind. It's a natural stimulant, and people have been taking caffeine for a really long time. All right, and so put that as part of the diet. Throw the coffee in there. All right, everyone, we've been talking about sources of protein. We've been talking about some carbohydrates. We've been through a little bit of coffee in there. All right, now, drum roll, please. Now we're going to get into the big leagues. Okay, we're going to get into the professionals. Okay, this is what it's all about. You got it? We're going to get into the vegetables. All right. And you can really take your pick in a lot of cases, okay, that I'm gonna go through 3 vegetables today. But the thing I found that's best is to rotate through your vegetables, okay? Because a lot of your vegetables, especially a lot of your dark green vegetables, they can be high in certain fat-soluble vitamins, okay, like vitamin K as an example. And you don't want to build up too much of that, so it makes sense to rotate through them, okay? So maybe you might want to have 4 or 5, and just rotate around to make sure that you don't get too much of a buildup of any one of them when you rotate through, okay? And I just want to tell you, be really clear with this, okay? I want you to listen good. Please listen good. You got it? Okay? So if you want to pick, if you have to pick the healthiest foods, if you have to pick one food for your entire life, all right, what are you going to pick? We've gone through these sources of protein. We talked about meats, we talked about fish, all this stuff, okay? When we're talking about this, the meats, they just all fall away. You got it? The fish, they just all fall away. You got it? When we're getting into these vegetables now, because these vegetables, they are the healthiest thing that you can have. I gotta tell you, if you gotta pick one thing, man, you gotta pick one vegetable. All I gotta say, man, broccoli is the source of life, my friend. It is where it's at, okay? This along with a couple other foods, all right? Everything falls away, and if you want, okay, the best thing for you, some of the best stuff for you, all right? And people have known about this for thousands of years. You hear about it all in writing, all this stuff. Thousands of years, people have known about this. All right, it's just in a modern capitalistic society, you can't make a lot of money from it, pretty much, okay? But I just want to tell you, all right, that if you have to pick something, man, that's what it's all about. Broccoli is a bomb. What am I gonna do? Okay, what am I gonna do? I want to live optimally. I want all of this stuff, all these Western diseases, all these problems that you have, all of these things, okay? They all fall away, all right? If you have diets that are like this, okay? It's, of course, it's not perfect or everything, but it's just, these are some of the best foods for you, okay? Now for this diet, the three that I picked broccoli, I picked spinach, and I have some cucumbers in there too, okay? And, but really you can take your pick, all right? What's gonna happen? I'm on a desert island, or I need to pick, and they tell me, hey man, for the rest of your life, you want to live productive, okay? You want to live a long and healthy life. What are you going to pick? What am I going to do, man? I'm going to pick that broccoli. I'm going to pick that spinach. I'm going to pick that kale. You got it? You can't get any better. All right, we got the staples out of the way now. Let's go through some of the sprinkles on top, okay? All right. You know, you want a diet with a little more, you know, it's a little more interesting, something that it's you know, it's a different taste and all of this stuff, okay? The rest of this stuff is optional. You don't necessarily need it, okay? But this is gonna make your diet a little more fun. Let's put it that way, okay? Let's move on and let's go to the cacao. Let's go to the chocolate. All right, cacao, I'm gonna say here, it's very good. You can use it with your different nuts, and you can put it in. It's really good if you have different shakes, all of that. Cacao can be very good. It's a natural source of chocolate, okay? And the one that I have is 100% cacao. There's no sugar in there, no added sugar, etc. It's 100% cacao, all right? And it can be very good if you're used to chocolate, if you're used to sweet chocolate with sugar, right? It might be a little bland for you. Might be a little bland, but your palate gets accustomed to this kind of stuff, all right? Okay, and after a while, it's really nice. It's a really good compliment. The cacao is a really good compliment for a lot of different foods that you have, and you can add it in and just kind of add that little extra in there, and it's good for you too. A lot of different types of flavonoids and other compounds in there that can be very nutritious, very good for you, all right? Don't forget that cacao. Let's go through a couple more fun foods for you now, okay? Just in case, and as I said, this is optional, all right? Let's put some peanut butter in there too, all right? Now, keep in mind that this peanut butter is all natural peanut butter, and there's no sugar added. Got it? That's the condition. Talked about some fun foods, and this is a really, really nice fun food. This is going to take place in a lot of desserts that are out there, okay? okay? This is the extra on top, all right? It's gonna make so many foods better if you do this. And again, this is optional. All right? Sprinkle it on your foods. Oh man, is it good? Oh, is it good? Raw, unfiltered honey. If you can find it at a farmer's market, if you can find it locally, oh, it's fantastic. It's so good. It's so good. Raw, unfiltered honey. All right? And just like what they said, people have known about this. This has been the natural source. This has been the natural dessert for thousands of years. Just like in the Bible, sweet as honey. And it is. And there's a reason why you call people that you love honey. You got it? Oh man, especially when you have a diet like this, honey just, it's just so good. It just hits your system. And especially if you have a diet where you have like zero sugar, okay? This diet has like zero sugar. All right? Has like almost zero. And if you put that honey in there with that natural sugar, oh man, is it good. It's like a little piece of heaven. And one more thing real quick. I know a lot of these foods that you see here, they're not really considered breakfast foods, okay? And maybe you don't want to have a bunch of, like a bunch of meat or like a bunch of beans and stuff for breakfast. I do, but so some people may not want to have that, all right? And so another optional food that I have here is oatmeal, okay? And oatmeal can be a great addition to have that. A lot of times I have that I might have that like on the weekends or something, to do something a little different, to put a little variety in there, right? Okay? And oatmeal is not just any oatmeal, okay? It is whole grain rolled oats. You got it? You look at that, you look at the ingredients, and what does it say? It says oatmeal, right? It says whole grain rolled oats. That's it. Whole grain oatmeal, right? A 5-year-old kid can understand it. Just about all of these things, all these foods, like a 5-year-old kid can understand it, all right? Whole grain rolled oats. Let's go. Next food, totally optional. All right. If you want a little variety, and I want to be very specific about this, that in all of these foods so far, there has been nothing artificial. There are no artificial foods here. Nothing artificial. Okay. All natural. Everything's all natural. Okay. And this is the first food that would be considered something processed. All right. With my diets, man, you get it from a tree, you get it from an animal, you get it from the sea, get it from the water, the ocean, or you can get it from the ground. All right. With this one, okay, there are some artificial ingredients, but it's really good if you want something to complement the honey, for a dessert. I consider this a dessert. Okay, even though a lot of people consider this like a staple in something healthy, I consider it more of a dessert because it tastes like a dessert to me. In comparison to the other foods I have in a diet, this tastes like a dessert, okay? Whey protein powder, okay? Great, it's a great source of protein. You can put it on your different nuts. You can put it in your oatmeal. You can put it, it has natural cacao in there if you get the chocolate flavor, And great source of protein, as I said. You can get some proteins, some whey proteins, along with, some of them have like creatine monohydrate in there, etc. All right, and it can be really good for you. There can be some benefits, okay? But as I said, the diet before was all natural, all right? Especially with the meat, okay? With the meat, if you get grass-fed, okay, you can get by. Okay, and so with this one, I just want to comment though, that there are some artificial ingredients in there, and usually you may see something like sucralose in there as well. okay? And so just going that if you want to stay natural, you leave this out. But if you want that little extra in there, okay, go ahead and do your whey protein. Whey protein, sprinkle it on, or you can even have your protein drinks, all of that with water, etc. You can do that too, okay? So this is just the kind of the final one, you know, to just go through to do something fun, okay? And a quick note, I want to make really clear that we're talking about foods here, okay? And so these are foods that I would have as part of my lifestyle, as part of my diet, okay? And so we're not getting into spices, all right? We're not getting into the extra ingredients and the spices and all of that, okay? I'm talking about foods here, all right? So there's a reason why I haven't brought up turmeric as an example, all of the Ayurvedic, all of the Indian spices, all of those spices, all that stuff, okay? I don't really consider that. It is a food, you know, it is a food. It's a root or it's, you know, it's from the ground. It is, but I don't consider it food. I consider it as just something that you'd sprinkle on top or that you'd use as a supplement, okay? And so I don't want you thinking that, oh, you know, right in to bring up turmeric and all this stuff. Oh, oh boy, you can talk about that for a long time. All right, that's a totally different video, and I can talk about that for a very long time as well. All of the different spices and all of that stuff, okay? We're just gonna stick with food with this video. Now, I really want you to listen good now about this diet, really about this lifestyle, okay? Just gonna be honest with you about it. It's a very honest diet. And this diet is not intended to make any money whatsoever. This diet is what you do if you want to live your best life, the best life possible. You got it? I really want to get in your face a little bit and talk to you about this. If you're in a situation with your life, okay, where you are not happy where you are, and you want to make a change, first stop is the kitchen, and other than what you put in your mind, of course. And I just want to say something to you to be really clear. If you want to live an incredible life, this is where it starts. If you want to be healthy, you want to be wealthy, you want to be successful, this is where it starts. It starts with what you put in your body and what you put in your mind, all right? It all comes down to that. If you want to have great relationships with people all over the world, this is where it starts. If you want to have this is a diet of discipline. As I said, that my diet, the reason why I do this is I want to be able to pursue my passion and do everything that I want and have the energy to do it through the day, okay? This helps me to be productive and continue. This allows me to do that, okay? That I can live optimally. I can be very productive, all right? It all starts here. All of your goals, everything, all those dreams, all those passions, all those goals that you have. You got it? It's really important. All of that stuff, all those things, all of your passions, your dreams, your goals for your life, all right? It's going to start with what you put in your body, what you put in your mind. It's like any other discipline. It's like any other ideology or religion, anything healthy, anything life-affirming that you do with your life. Just remember that anything that is worthwhile in life, it's not going to be easy. A long time ago, someone said that the best things of life is not done without great labor, right? It goes back for thousands of years. People have been saying that. And you go through a little pain now and you delay that gratification. And all the best things of your life are going to be waiting for you. It may take years. It may take a while to get there, to do what I'm doing now with my life. All right? I never would have thought it's like a dream. You want to live a dream. You want to live a dream. You hear that, live a dream. You want to literally live a dream.